Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we'll be giving our review for Wonka. So now, I enjoy the original original, is it Willy Wonka?
Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory.
And I respect the Johnny Depp one.
I love both, but I like Johnny's version better because it portrays the character better.
Yeah, I respect what they did with the Johnny Depp version just because it is more accurate to the character and stuff. Is the movie anything overly amazing? No. I mean, it's...
Talking about the Wonka one? Wonka?
Johnny Depp's.
Oh, Johnny Depp.
Neither...
I think the music in it is a little left field, but besides that, I feel like it's a really good movie.
Yeah. Gene's obviously will always be the classic Willy Wonka film. But when they announced Wonka with Timothée Chalamet, are you coming over here?
Yeah.
With Timothée Chalamet, I think she was more excited for it at first.
When it initially was announced? Yeah, I know, it's updating. I was really excited for this one at first and was thinking, it's going to be at the top of my list. It's not going to be at the top of my list. I did like it.
But it wouldn't have been at the top of your list. We're kind of past it being at the top of your list.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Well, it came out at Christmas. It was the very end of the year, so give me some credit here. But I was really excited for it. I will say that when we started watching it, I thought the musical numbers were good. There wasn't really anything wrong with them, but they weren't, over the top amazing. The biggest thing I loved about it, though, was Timothy took a little bit of Gene Wilder's character, but a lot of Johnny's character, and smashed them together. And I loved it because he walked a lot like Johnny did. His attitude was really out there and crazy like Johnny's was. His outfit was very similar to Johnny's. He had hints of Gene Wilder's character in there, but it was a lot of Johnny in it. But it made sense for the character, and that's how the book mainly portrayed him. So it made more sense. But that was my favorite part of the whole thing, and I thought he did amazing. I mean, I don't think they could have got anybody better for that unless it was Jeremy Allen White. But
that's solely based off his looks.
That's solely based off of his looks compared to Gene Wilder, though. But if you take that away from it, I don't think they could have got anybody better for the role.
Yeah, Timothy did a great job. I don't think the musical there wasn't way too many musical numbers or anything.
Where's my Wonka shirt?
There wasn't way too many musical numbers in it. Sometimes you can get too many musical numbers in these films, but this had just the right amount. Loved Keegan-Michael Key in this film. He brought all the comedy.
He was so funny.
To the movie. I thought Timothy and the little girl Noodle had great chemistry together. They worked very well together.
That was my other thing. The only thing with that whole situation I didn't understand is, so it's a prequel, but it doesn't really, you think it would because it's like the same company that did the other movie, but it doesn't really connect with either one, like Gene Wilder's or Johnny Depp's Charlie and Chocolate Factory movies. So to me, why did he need Charlie if he very easily could have gave the factory to Noodle, unless something happened but that wasn't in the storyline to that point at all, so we don't know.
Yeah. Some of the other things, I didn't really care for the portrayal of the Oompa Loompa from Hugh Grant. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Hugh Grant? I thought that was Uh, I loved that they done the songs, but I just didn't like the portrayal of the Oompa Loompa necessarily. It didn't, and again, it didn't really fit cohesively with what we were even told in the backstory
It
for
worked.
Johnny's
Yeah.
Johnny's one. Granted, we never really knew the backstory from Gene's,
No, we did from
but
Johnny's
they did
though,
give us one for
and
Johnny. But this, I
it seemed like
think,
they pulled more from that one. So
but
I wish we would have gotten more of him though, in a way too. Like I'm mixed with it.
yeah,
He wasn't in it that
he's
much.
not. He wasn't for somebody who hated the role and wished he never done the Oompa Loompa role. He really wasn't in it a ton.
Yeah.
So, uh, and then I think the story did have some unneeded elements that caused issues with the story. Like, I don't really think you needed Timothy or Wonka getting tricked and used in this bed and breakfast type hotel thing
It was
because
because
it made
it was the storyline.
yeah,
To meet
but
everybody, but
it really made no sense because one, how is this place even still in business when they're making no money? They have no gas. The gas they do have, they're tricking because they can't pay the bill, and they end up like at least that's what I got from the sense from the story. This is a place that didn't really have a lot of gas. On top of that, as the story went along, when they were sneaking out, when they were starting their own factory, even, how did the two people running the hotel not know they were gone?
yeah.
Because there was always a check in the morning and a check in at night.
And they
So
were out pretty late.
yeah, I mean, even the one they was running their business. They weren't even there for a good portion of for a small portion of the time because they had fixed up that business and had started the shop until it got sabotaged. But um, but yeah, like how do they not know they weren't there? Were they not doing check-ins? Um, and it does have story flaws, but at the same time, it was still a fun movie
Yeah.
and one that we could both definitely rewatch again. I wouldn't say it'd be a classic or nothing.
No. I would say also that there was sort of like a side storyline of with Noodle and Slugworth. I feel like that was sort of unneeded. Wasn't really. It was just sort of there.
Yeah.
And you don't even really find out anything until closer to the end. But it just sort of was thrown in there and no like real purpose rather than to reunite her with her mom, and that's it. And
Yeah.
that wasn't part of like a big huge main story plot or anything. So
Yeah, the noodle character really, I think, is the biggest wrench for people in this movie is because of that character being in it. I know they're taught people want a sequel. I don't necessarily think we need a sequel for this.
I feel like if they do, they're gonna ruin it. Like
he
you know what I mean?
defeated Slugworth and the other two guys, which we never knew about the other two guys. So
And when the other two Wonka Willy Wonka movies pick up, it's after Slugworth is dealt with. So I feel like that'd be perfect and just leave it.
yeah,
And then not have anything after this, because if they do, I feel like they're gonna ruin the whole franchise.
the only thing they could do, I can see, which again I don't think we really need, is him starting the factory and bringing the Oompa Loompas there. And
That'd be a really big movie. Mainly, that would have to be mainly the only Oompa Loompas in that one to show how he got at all of them.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's it.
I don't really feel like we need a sequel to this. We'll probably end up getting one. We'll see what they go for if the story's there. But I'm fine if the trailer doesn't look good, then I would probably be fine just not even watching a sequel to this.
Yeah.
Just because I think this transfers into the first film.
Yeah.
Of Gene's.
You have that little bit of plot
fine.
hole where Charlie comes into play, but otherwise it works fine. So even if they made another one, I don't feel like we would need it for the collection.
Yeah. So, but I still gave this one a 4 out of 5, which is higher than I expected to, especially because it was.
And I'm surprised because you're not in musical. I'm the one in musicals, and I give it a 3.5.
Yeah, she went half a score lower than me, so I don't know. Maybe it's because Keegan Michael Key got the higher score.
I love Timothy, and Timothy did amazing, but I gotta say, Keegan probably made this movie.
The car shrunk. But yeah, I think that's everything. Anything else you want to say about it?
I think that's it.
So that is everything for our review for Wonka. So please comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified for our videos, and we will see you all in the next one.